Hey everyone, how are you all doing? So we are here. How is everyone doing this week? Can you hear me? Can you see me? All right. Where is everyone from? Where is everyone joining me today? I love doing this because you know what? I get to see where, you guys are from, and it's so nice that you guys join me. So, I'm still in Greece and it got cold. Literally in like one day. It was nice in the afternoon, the sun was out. I was out strolling. For those of you that are on my Instagram, you'll see like the stories. And this wind came. And I didn't even have a coat because it was like so warm. I was eating gyros in the square and obviously doing shopping. And I literally walked in the evening and this wind came and it got cold. And I think I caught a little bit of a chill, but not too much. So we got people from Stockholm, Michigan, Florida, the US, Sean from Wales, hello and welcome. Are you guys feeling the winter too? Is it cold where you guys are? Because it's cold. But I'm not looking forward to coming back to the UK because everyone's saying it's like so cold. So guys, we are here to forget these people. And do you know what? I've noticed that over the last few lives, it has been about exactly this, okay? The trauma bonds. Hold on, what were the other ones that we did? I actually don't. I need to get the titles right, hold on. So what did we do? We did Can't Stop Loving the Narcissist, Letting Go, Going No Contact. So this is something that you guys are struggling with a lot, okay? It says to me that this is something that really sits with you, not being able to, I don't know, like let go of this person, that you guys are in, in this trauma bond with this person, like going no contact is really, really hard. And do you know what? My heart goes out to all of you because, this is bloody hard. Like trying to forget someone, trying to get over someone that, you really cared about, someone that you loved, and suddenly, you find out the truth or you see the truth and they're not who they say they are. And I think that's the worst thing. I think you create this, what is it called? Picture of someone. You get to know someone and they're not who they say they are. And I think that's probably the worst thing out of all of this. That the person that you've got to know isn't the person who they are now. So they basically have changed. And this is very weird for us because we don't change. We are who we are. We're not like 2, 3, 4, 5 people in one. And so we don't have like these flippant moods or these flippant personalities, which is what they do. And I think that's what it is. I think that's why it keeps us stuck. And I think also, I don't know about you guys, what like how are you taking this, right? Because I'm just kind of like going along here. This is just what like clients have said, like what they have said to me. So I'm just kind of like, saying that. But, if you've had different experiences, please let me know in the chat because that would be amazing. And also, guys, please press, oh my God, I said the 2 words in one. Please press the like button. that would be amazing. That would really help me out. And guys, if you want to support me, because I'm here doing this full time for you guys. I honestly am. I'm like literally full time YouTube right now. So your support would be amazing. Like, gratitude is mine for you guys. Like, I'd be so grateful for that. So thank you. Press the like button. Press the like button. So yeah, like, this is something that you guys are struggling with. Like, I can really, really see that. Like, it isn't easy. It isn't easy. It is hard, but it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible in life. You can get through this. And it's like what I've said before. This is mindset, okay? This is a mindset. This is something that you want. You know, like, what do you want from your life? You want to still be thinking about this person a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now? They're taking time away from your life. It's true. We fell in love with ourselves because this person was a mirror. And if we really think about the dynamics of this relationship, all right, let's go back to the beginning, guys. Let's go right back to the beginning. So you fall in love because this person shows you like an image of what it can be. But what we don't know is that it's a lie. How can someone be like that? Like, how can someone, you know, put you on a pedestal, obsess over you, be so intense? And yeah, you know, don't get me wrong, that feels good. When someone is so into you, you know, like, you have so many things in common and it feels so amazing. That this person, you feel this person is you. But you know, there is that part of it, like, maybe this person is too good to be true. But you're like, no, because this feels good. So that is the dynamic. That is the dynamic at the beginning. And so this goes on for, I don't know, like a few weeks, maybe even a few months. And then things, you know, start happening. Things start, I don't know, there's cracks that show. Maybe quite soon. And you're like, what the hell is this? But you know what? It's okay. Because they're nice. They're like this person. They're really nice. And I know they can be nice because maybe they're stressed. But it's okay. I'll make them feel better. I'll make them feel better because, you know what? That's what I do. I love that, Sean. Yes, you should start kissing the mirror. Oh my God. Yes, you should. So the cracks start showing, you know, and they start being really moody. They withdraw. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Why are these people withdrawing? Like, I'm giving them everything. I want to help. I want to be there for you. But they're not there for you. And so they withdraw from you. And that is so hurtful. You know, like when someone doesn't say what's going on and they just go silent and you don't even know why. It's really hurtful. And you start to notice that this happens quite regularly. And what do? You know, you try harder because you think, maybe it's me. Maybe it's something that I should have done. And so can you see, this is already the beginnings of the trauma bond. Because you already think, this is another word for this, is the Stockholm syndrome, right? Stockholm syndrome is trauma bond. And so you're already hooked. And how, you know, like, and this just deepens because this is the cycle. Can you see? This is the cycle that we go in. And we don't realize that this is happening. But this person is playing a game. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to see whether you care about them, whether, you know, that there is some kind of emotional validation, that, you know, that they've affected you in some way. And that's all this is, this mind games. Why would someone need to do that when they know how, you know, you feel about them, when you show them It's not about just saying it, you're showing it as well. So these people, all right, these people do this to you, okay? There is no other relationship or connection that you will have with someone that will make you feel like this, okay? You're not going to have a trauma bond to someone who is healthy. It's always going to be someone who is toxic, who is narcissistic, psychopathic. You know, that's where you're going to have these trauma bonds. So you must like understand that this isn't a normal part of the relationship process. The fact that you're still thinking about them, that you're still, you know, in this mindset, this isn't normal. This doesn't happen in other relationships, in healthy relationships. When two people break up, and it's really sad, it is like one of the hardest things, it's so sad. But when two people break up, like these two people know, you know, they're on the same page. You kind of know what's going on. Like you say, okay, the relationship hasn't worked out. Okay, so like obviously both are really sad, but like, hello, you're not still like 2-3 months, maybe 6 months. You're still hooked on this person. Maybe you're looking through their social media, like checking up on them. Maybe, you know, you've got friends in common, or maybe you're trying to find out information about them. Guys, you got to stop this. You got to stop doing that. Stop looking up information. Stop looking up things about this person, because you know what? It's gonna hurt you. You know why? Because you're gonna see an illusion. You're not gonna see the truth. You're gonna see an illusion, something that they want you to see. You've got to understand that on social media, people can be anyone that they want to be. Like you can create a whole new character and be that. And this is why it's so wonderful for narcissists, because that's what they do. They create this image, they create this person that they want to be, and then that's what they do. And so when you're looking at social media, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the illusion. So for example, if they've moved on, or I don't know, maybe they're sleeping with someone else, right? And you're going to see it, or you're going to hear it from other people, and you're thinking, oh my God, this person has moved on, they don't care about me. I mean, how is it going to make you feel? How is it going to make you feel finding out this information that they are with someone else, they've moved on? You know, it's going to make you feel awful. But you've got to understand that these people don't attach. They can't connect to people in a healthy way. Okay, they don't ever connect to you. It's just, what can you do for me? Like, what can you do for me? That's all that this is about. Do you remember what I talk about in the videos? This is about the attachment disorder. So it's not because you've done something wrong. It's not because you're not good enough. You're actually more than that. But these people don't connect. These people don't have that depth of connection. It's all very surface level. It's like, you know, like the trophy on your arm, for example, or you know, you look good together as a couple, or it's the fact that maybe there's other things, maybe there's other exchanges, but it's never love, because they can't connect. You know, their idea of love is, what can you do for me? Literally. So you're there trying to be the best person in this relationship, and what? You're giving unconditional love, you're there for them, you're being the best, you know, like the best person, you're trying so hard to make this person happy, and what? Nothing's working. So if this person can't recognize unconditional love, you know, when you love this person and you're giving everything, I mean, come on, how can you not? Unless you have a personality disorder, an undiagnosed one. Unless you can't connect to yourself and be yourself, because they don't know who they are, do they? Come on. They pretend, they mirror you at the beginning. They pretend to be someone else. Whoever they are with, they mold themselves into those people just to feel accepted. That's what this is about. So who are they really? They don't even know, because they've lost part of themselves. So these are the people that you're thinking about. These are the people that you're missing. You're missing a version of this person that you saw at the beginning. But that version of that person isn't who they are now, isn't who they were at all. Can you see what I'm saying here? Like, that was an act. They were pretending to please you. You know why? When they were children, we're going to go back in time now. We're going to go back in time. Press the like button, guys. Press the like button. So when we go back in time, when they were children, yes, they would have suffered a trauma, but they also wouldn't have been accepted by their parents. Okay, their parents would have ignored them, abandoned them, wouldn't really like them. And what would have happened is the narcissistic child or the toxic child would have internalized that and thought, oh my God, my parents don't love me. Like, I have a really bad relationship with one of my parents or both of my parents. And children need validation. Children need to feel like they're the most important things in the world. Those of you that have children will understand this. This is what they do. It's a normal part of, development. It's where the child is developing its ego. And the ego isn't bad. It isn't bad. But when it's dysfunctional, like, in a narcissistic way, then that's not good, because then that is where it's dysfunctional. Our ego is there to protect us. It's our survival technique. It's what we learn about ourselves as children growing up. Our ego develops maybe like 5-6 years of age, maybe 5 to 7 years of age. So it's where we're going through kind of I forgot the word. We're going through, it's Piaget. I don't know what's going on. I've forgotten. It's the, 5 to 7 years of age. I've forgotten the word, guys. Sorry. So that's where the child's ego is being formed, because after 7 is where the emotions start to develop. And this is where the child kind of finds themselves in the world. They develop their identity. But a narcissist doesn't. Because the narcissist has already been rejected, has already been abandoned. So they quickly realize that in order for me to be accepted and to be loved by my parents, I've got to change. I've got to change who I am. So they pretend to be somebody else. They pretend to be what their parents want them to be, or their parent wants them to be, just to feel accepted. So can you see, like, the parallel here of the mirroring? This is exactly what they did with you. They learned from a really early age that they've got to mirror you. They've got to pretend to be you. They've got to obsess over you. They've got to put you on a pedestal so that they will be accepted by you. And the reason why they want your acceptance is because they need your love. They need you to fall in love with them, because they need that validation. Can you see how this all goes kind of like hand in hand? And so when you fall in love, or when you become attached to this person, it's game over, because they know that they've got you. They know that you are attached. They know that you are in love. So they feel like, oh, I can sit back, put my feet under the table, and I've got this person. I can be myself. They're going to accept everything that I do. And this is what they do. They become their evil selves. And this is about the time where all of these kind of behaviors come out. There's obviously not like a time period where this happens, but this is the trauma bond. And this is why it's really hard for you to then forget, because you're thinking, they weren't like this at the beginning. They were completely different. So it is the fantasy world that you've fallen in love with. It's not really them. That's not who they are. They don't know who they are. They don't have an identity. And that's the sad bit about it. And it's really hard to understand, how can someone not have an identity? But they don't, because they don't know who they are. They were never given that space to be able to develop who they are. The trauma had already happened by this time. And so this is why they are like this. This isn't something that can be fixed. It's not something that you can take medication for. It's not something that therapy can help. You know? So I know that there are like altering beliefs that actually maybe, yeah, you can fix it with therapy. You know, like dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT, works on most personality kind of types, you know, like emotionally unstable, but not usually cluster Bs. You know why? Because cluster Bs externalize, they don't internalize, whereas other personality disorder types kind of, they internalize it a little bit more than, say, maybe the cluster Bs. So cluster B personality types that I'm talking about are narcissistic, psychopaths, and sociopaths. That's the dark triad. And they're all very, very similar. There's very little difference in all of them. Again, you know, like personality disorders is an umbrella term, but a lot of them do share those traits in all of them. So guys, if you're enjoying this so far, please do press the like button. Thank you. And your support would be very much appreciated. So is the fantasy. Look, I'm not saying that, you know, having fantasies or believing in someone or whatever is not great. But sometimes we've got to live in reality. Sometimes we've got to see the truth. I know the truth is quite hurtful. But the truth will set you free. The truth of the situation will set you free. And truth always comes out. Funny that, isn't it? Always comes out. So the truth is that they are not this person that you have fallen in love with. Actually, who have you fallen in love with? Who are they? Do we really know who they are? If they don't, how do you do? Sandeep says, can you throw some light on people who have bipolar disorder and NPD? Okay, so bipolar disorder is a depressive disorder. So that's where they're not the same thing, although some of the behaviors can be, but they're two different things. Narcissistic personality disorder is a personality disorder, whereas bipolar is more of a depressive disorder. It's where the chemicals within the brain have been altered, and usually medication will help stabilize mood for that person. But with a personality disorder, it's a little bit more different. Yes, they would also take mood stabilizers to kind of like calm them down, but it's not the same thing. So one is depression, like the extreme, you know, like the mania, but also the depressive. I think what is quite similar with both of them is like suicidal ideation. Sometimes when someone who has bipolar disorder, they're kind of in that euphoria moment, they maybe feel entitled. So that's quite similar with NPD, but it's not the same thing. One is a personality disorder, one is kind of like major depressive disorder. That used to be the old term for bipolar, but bipolar can actually be stabilized with mood stabilizing medication, kind of like with olanzapine. They can also get the depot as well. So yeah, that can be stabilized with medication, and this person can go on and live actually a very happy life. Do you know what? Actually, talking about bipolar, when I was studying, I was doing my post-grad diploma when I first started in applied psychology. God, when was that? Like 2010, I'm thinking, 2011. Yeah. So I was studying, and one of my friends, she had bipolar, and she was absolutely hilarious. I remember sometimes on our breaks, we would, there was like a group of us, and we'd all go out, and she'd be like, right, I'm buying lunch for everyone. Come on, let's go to the most expensive restaurant. And we're like, hey, come on, like, you know. So it's, yeah, literally, I do remember. And now she works in London in the Institute of Psychologists. She's doing really well, but she's on mood stabilizers. So, you know, there's varying degrees, and people do kind of, or are able to live quite a normal life. Remy says, hi Anushka, my question, why narcissists goes only... I can't see the other bit of the question, sorry. Mitch says, I just recently dated a narc girl that said she had bipolar disorder and nothing else, and possibly autistic because she had a son with it. You'll either be diagnosed one or the other, not autistic and bipolar. I don't think that the two can coexist. You're either autistic or you have bipolar. So I wonder, Mitch, whether actually she was just narcissistic and she was just saying, do you know, it's actually like this short that I put out earlier today. You know, like when I said, I don't know if you guys have watched it. It's like when you say to someone, hi, do you know what? I think you've got a personality disorder. It's a little bit embarrassing, you know, like to admit there's something wrong with me, you know, like I have a personality disorder. No one's going to say that. Like if you say, oh yeah, I've got bipolar or I've got depression, you know, people look upon that a bit kindly, but there's this huge stigma about mental health and the way that people in society view it. Do you know that actually currently, like I would say 96% of our society suffer from anxiety? 96%. How bad is that? I know what that's like because I have anxiety too. And how bad is that? That like so many of us have anxiety, and closely followed by that, like I would say about 65 to 70% have depression. But these are kind of terms that are thrown out there that are kind of a little bit more accepted. When people say, oh, I have a personality disorder, I have, you know, bipolar, I have autism, that's also accepted. But when someone says you have personality disorder, wow, that's a whole different kettle of fish. Personality disorders are quite bad, meaning not much is known about them. We know quite a bit about all the other different types, like schizophrenia, for example. I've worked with clients, not in private practice, but when I worked in the low secure mental health hospital, you know, I worked quite a bit with schizophrenia. And I really understand the cycle of the mental health disorder. And this, you know, like when you have schizophrenia, you can live actually quite a healthy life, so to speak, with medication. But not much is known about personality disorders. There's different degrees or different variants of it, but it's so prevalent. And it's really hard because it's a disorder of the personality. So each and every one of us has a personality. So when it's disordered, you know, how can you tell? Because this is somebody's personality. How do you know when there's something wrong with it? But it's about identifying. You will know, okay, because this person will speak a little bit different, will behave a little bit different. And actually, it will make you feel a little bit different. You'll know that something is off because their behavior, there's something off with it. There's something wrong. But we don't realize. We don't realize at the beginning because they make us feel good. They charm us with their magic. Don't they? They charm us with this fantasy world. And we see into it. You know, into this magic ball or this crystal ball of magic. Thank you so much for purchasing the journal prompt. We see into this crystal ball and we're like, wow, I like that. Because what they've done is they've tapped into your dreams, into your fantasy, and they're playing it out in front of you. It's like a spell that has been put on you. It's like this fog, you don't see clearly. And you're like, wow, this feels good. And it does. It feels really good. Because living in fantasy does feel good. But it's like I said, guys, you have to see the truth of this situation. We don't live in fantasy world. We don't live in a fairy tale, which is a shame because that would have been good. But we don't. And that's what you're not able to forget. It's the fantasy. They're not this person. They never were this person. And this is what you have to understand. Thank you so much, JC. Thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. JC says, hi, Anushka. I'm a new viewer. My recovery has been long and difficult. I am better emotionally now, that's so good. I'm so glad that you are. However, my ex now has a child with new supply and hoovers often, even asked to come back. Of course she does. Because it's all about the hoover, isn't it? It's all about the hoovering. Thank you so much, Sandeep. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thank you. So, JC, look, you've got to see through it. Okay? You've got to see through it. She's just trying to play. That's what she's doing. And the thing is, she's going to come back. She's going to be watching you. She's going to be stalking you. She's going to come back. She's going to get in contact with you. She might get in contact with people that you know. And just to see how you are, see what you're up to. Maybe just show that, yeah, here's the child that, we didn't have. But you've got to understand that all she's doing is manipulating you. She hasn't changed. Why does she want to come back? Like, what's going to happen here? Has she worked on herself? And this is what you have to understand. What is she trying to achieve? You guys have split. She's moved on. She's with another person. She's had a kid with that person. Yet that other person, if he ever found out that she was messaging you or wanting to come back, these are the things you've got to think about. You've got to look past what is being shown in front of you. Use your discernment. Look above. Look past this. Because that's what they're doing. They're still trying to charm you with their fantasy, with their magic. I'm going to come back and it's going to be amazing. Let's meet up. Let's be together. It's still that spell that they're trying to cast on you. So if you look at it in terms like that, this will help you to really see through it. Not about forgetting them, not being able to forget them is you're not forgetting the show, the magic show, the fairy tale that never existed. It existed in that moment in time, but that's about it. That was all it was ever going to be. They're not this person. And you have to see it for what it is. They are not this person. They charm you. They seduce you, with their words, with their behavior. But why would someone want to do that? Like, why would someone want you to fall in love with them so quickly? Why would someone want to lie to you, create this fantasy world, seduce you, charm you? Why? Why do they need that so bad? And that is the issue here. That is exactly the issue. They want you to be hooked, and you are. Their spell worked. But this is where you say, enough. Like, hello, enough. Because it's like, how much longer are you going to put yourself through this emotional torment? They love it because they've got you wrapped around their little finger. And whenever they want to get in contact with you, because remember, it's on their terms. It's when they want to get in contact with you. Not like when you want to or you need something. They just reel you in. Like you throw a hook, like a fishing line, and you just reel you in. That's what they're doing. Because they know you're going to respond. They know. Because you're still in love with that fantasy. You're still in love with that show that they presented to you. So, what are you going to do about it? Because this is about you. You got to understand that you have power. You have power in this situation. You are more powerful than them. You've got to stop. Right, I know this. What I'm going to say now it's going to be harsh, but I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart because I want to help you guys. You've got to move forward. You've got to forget about these people, okay? Because they're no good. They're not giving anything to you. Like, they're not bringing anything to the table. I mean, what are they bringing to the table? Pain? Hurt? Making you feel worthless? Great. How does that feel? You got to stop feeling soft or stop feeling sorry for this person. No matter what they say, they're going to threaten you. They're going to make you feel guilty. They're going to make you feel responsible for them. Like you have to do something. And that's going to pull on your heartstrings because you're kind, compassionate people, because it's like, you know, like, oh my God, we don't want anything bad to happen to them. Of course we don't. But that's what they're doing. Do you know what this is called? This is called manipulation. This is, again, trying to cast that spell over your eyes so that you don't see the truth. Stop going soft. Stop feeling sorry for them. And I know that's really harsh for me to say because, you know, yes, I'm empathetic. I'm, you know, the job that I do, you know, like I care about people. That's what I do. I naturally feel that. But you have to, but this is what I mean. This is the truth. You've got to see the truth. These people are not doing anything for you. They're manipulating you. Like when someone is doing something like that, like you have to see what is going on. You have to see the truth of the situation. This person doesn't want the best for you. They don't care about you. This is about them. This is about them meeting their needs. Why would they need to be like this towards you? You know, they don't give you that space, that brain space for you to come to them, for it to be a union. It's not any of that. They've tricked you. They've tricked you. So you have to see the truth of this situation. Okay, I know this is painful. I know it's so hard. Like it's so hard, I know, to forget about someone, to not contact someone, to not talk to them. When, you know, you guys were like so close, so together, like, you know, you had, you know, like your future planned out. There's a future faking. This is another thing. And this is another hook. But none of that was ever going to happen. It was never going to happen. They just hooked you in on words. It was never going to happen. Thank you so much, Ellery. I really, really appreciate that. Hi, Anushka. How much has social media contributed to the prevalence or development of narcissism? Or are people born or developed NPD? No. Okay, so I'm going to answer this in two sections. So, people are not born with narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder. It is something that is developed within their childhood. It's trauma in childhood and not having like a stable family, stable base. It's just all very traumatic within that family. And it's also, it's how the child which goes through that trauma, how they deal with it. If they don't have resilience, if they don't have one parent or two parents that are kind of supportive, then the narcissism will develop in a way of protecting itself. So it's a dysfunctional ego, actually. So social media contributed to the prevalence of narcissism massively, massively, because it's like what I was saying before. If you can go on social media and set up a profile, you can be anyone on that profile. Literally, you can be anybody. And also think about dating apps as well. Like that is a playing ground for narcissists. So another thing, guys, just be careful. If you guys are on dating apps, just use your discernment. You know, like the narcissist is not going to be like the good looking guy or the pretty girl, the pretty woman. You know, like it's not just going to be them. There's going to be other ones who are a little bit more covert. Listen to the language. Like literally, you know, the sentence formation, the language, what they're asking of you, you know, these are the things that you've got to look out for. These are the red flags. It's about the words that they use, the sentence that they use. You've got to read between the lines. All right. That's what you've got to do. So if you think about it also, so you've got on Instagram, TikTok, you know, You can take pictures. You can be anybody. You can create a profile and be anybody that you want to be on social media. And I think also, if you think about it generationally as well, like so many people feel they see like the likes or the subscriptions or whatever, that is something that boosts their ego. And of course, this is what they've made these platforms. It's all about the subs, it's all about the likes, it's all about how many people comment and things like that. You know, this is what I mean. This is the validation. This is external validation. If you already feel enough, why are you looking for external validation? Why is that something that's so important to you? Do you know what I mean? So I think that narcissism is a lot more prevalent. I think a lot of people are noticing it more. I think a lot of people are talking about it. But the narcissism I think that we are talking about is the pathological one, where you are met with these people. And these people walk among us. Like, they walk in the streets with you, among you. Like, how scary is that? So guys, press the like button. If you're enjoying this, press the like button. The trauma, yes, the trauma bond you do get over. I'm sure that there's people here who have experienced the trauma bond, the Stockholm syndrome, and they've got through it. Isn't it funny? It's not funny. Isn't it weird that you feel bonded to your abuser? Like, think about that statement. Trauma bond. You are bonded to your abuser. You're scared of them, but you also love them. Like, that is one of the most, I think that's one of the most weirdest, strangest things that us as human beings go through. And that's what you have to realize, is that it's trauma that bonds you to this person. There's nothing positive in this connection with this person. And that's what you have to understand. Forget them. It is a choice. Forget. They bring nothing to your life apart from devastation, destruction, and memories of the past that are now tainted. They have betrayed you. They have let you down. They've promised you things that they could never keep. Forget these people. Take your own power back. Turn your pain into power. Each and every one of you can do this. This is about taking control of your life and also your emotions. I know that they're probably all over the place at the moment, but you need to take control. It's kind of more of a mindset that you've got to take, because otherwise you're not going to get past this. It is about changing the way that you think. Educate yourself. Find out exactly what it is that you're going through. Get to know it. Put those things in place. Put those practices in place for you. Instead of taking time looking on the narcissist social media or finding out from friends or whatever what's going on with them, why don't you spend time educating yourself? Learn to feel good. What is it that makes you feel good? What is it about you that you like? What is your favorite color? What is your favorite food? Do you guys know that? Are you friends with yourselves? Instead of spending time looking on their social media and seeing what they're up to and where they've gone over the weekend. Who cares? Who cares? Because what you're doing is you're feeding into the illusion. Who cares what they're doing? Let them be. Because some poor person is going to have the same rude awakening that you did. Connect with people, because when you are in this type of dynamic, they take so much from you. Like, you're not allowed to connect with other people. You're not allowed to see friends. You're not allowed to be with certain family members. They take that away from you. That is your freedom. Those are your people, and you're not allowed to see them. So connect. Because all too often we become scared of connecting with other people because trauma does that. Trauma makes you kind of question yourself and think that you're not good enough. Maybe you feel self-judgment because you think, oh my God, like, is that other person thinking that about me? Oh no, maybe they are. Maybe I couldn't say that. Because the narcissist does that. They take so much from you and they make you feel like you're not good enough. Like the problem is you. Like you've done something wrong. Like you need to fix it. So you need to think about this as well. Like you need to connect to others. You also need to do things that make you happy. What is it that makes you happy? Is it, I don't know, like I like painting. I haven't done it though for years. I don't ever get the time. But you guys know I love my horse riding. I love going to the gym. I love lifting weights. I like doing that. I like cooking. I like clothes shopping. What do you guys like doing? What makes you happy? Because it is about connecting to yourself. And you know what? This is what I'm writing about in the book, the blasted book. So I'm on chapter 2 right now. But the premise of the book is really about how you can connect back to yourself, because that is the most important thing. When you have that connection to yourself, you have power. You have confidence. You have self-belief. You have self-worth. Oh my God, you can imagine if the narcissist sees you like that, you know, like standing in your power, they'll be like, oh my God. But it's not about you doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself. Like, it doesn't matter what they think. Like, who cares? This is about you. This is about doing it for you. Some of you are saying meditation. Oh, that's wonderful, Sarah. You like doing what I do. Oh, bless you. We'd be best friends. Yeah, like, you know, playing on your guitar, nature, connecting with Jesus. Exactly. These are the things that matter to you. And these are the things that were taken away from you, from this person. How dare they? This is what makes you. But this person takes that from you. And now you can't forget them. Can you see? Do not spend time thinking about this person. This is what they have taken away from you. They have taken a part of you away from you. How dare they? You know, like, that wasn't even theirs to take. Like, why? You know, why? Because they made you feel so low. They controlled you with fear. They manipulated you. And someone who loves you does this. Like, manipulation and control. Like, hello? So this is what I mean. Like, you've got to take your power back. This is your journey back to you. This is what this is all about. This isn't just, you know, healing from a relationship. This is your journey back to you, to make you more stronger, to make you more resilient. Not to have people like that walk all over you. How dare they? Yes, you've lost a little part of your innocence. But you know what? Do you know what? That has made you stronger. That has made you realize that actually, do you know what? I am good enough. I don't need people like this in my life. And you know what? You'll be able to notice other people who are like this. You'll be able to notice the red flags, because that's what it's about. You when we have bad experiences, not like thinking, oh my God, I'm the victim, like this has happened. No, you stand up, you get up, you stand up, you know, shoulders back, head up. That's what you do. You learn from this. You don't just, you know, lay down and fall apart. No, that's not what you do. You're not victims in this situation. You get up and you try again, because that's what life is about. Sandeep, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. So can BPD and borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder coexist? My wife has 14 to 15 symptoms of BPD and almost all the characteristics of NPD. After a year of struggle, I'm convinced. Your advice. Okay, Sandeep, right, basically, yes, it can coexist because borderline and narcissism is kind of like one of the same thing. And when someone is narcissistic, they're usually, the diagnosis goes to borderline because it's more of a kind of known diagnosis. Narcissism is very much hidden, or it's kind of like given with another diagnosis. So it could be something like, say, emotionally unstable with narcissism, or because it's not really recognized. And this is what I was saying earlier, like it's not really recognized. Borderline, that is more prevalent, that is more kind of more recognized within the diagnostics statistics manual. So yes, it can be very similar. The characteristics are quite similar. They are both cluster B. They are cluster B in nature. So very similar. It's about empathy. And Sandeep, I'm really sorry that your wife was this and you had to go through this, but you are right. And you know what? You are here and you've helped yourself. You've educated yourself on this. And if you're saying that your wife has had 14 to 15 symptoms, then I'm thinking, yes, she could be on that spectrum. She could be narcissistic. Sandeep, I can't say for definite because obviously she's not here in front of me. I can't diagnose. It'd be wrong of me to do that. So what I'm trying to say is that you are right. You know the truth yourself. You feel it. You know it. So honestly, that's what you need to believe. Jay Rick, and thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate for your support. Thank you. It's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you love this person. They are your wife, you know, and you've shared quite a big chunk of your life with this person. And for many of you, this has been the case, you know, like you are married to this person, but they let you down. Like, you know, you're probably thinking all of my best years were spent with this person. You know, I've lost so much. No, you haven't. This is a new chapter in your life and you are going to heal from this. They haven't taken anything from you. You've got all of that back. Time or your age is just an illusion. Like, does that really exist? Time is man-made. You know, age, is that really real? It's about how you feel inside. It's about how you feel about yourself. I never act my age. I've just stuck at this place, you know? So what I'm saying is it's an illusion. It's how you think of yourself. It's your own perspective. And when you have perspective on things, that is how you feel about yourself. So really, it's about you, okay? It's about you. Incisor says, I was with my wife for 23 years. She discarded me, but acts as if we were never together. When we do communicate, she's always angry. Do you understand why? I was a loving. So you see, another one, you know, like you feel like so much of your life has gone. So much of your life has been spent with this person. And you feel like they have taken so much from you, but actually they haven't. They may, like I said, they may have taken time. They may have taken your years where you were younger, but it doesn't mean that you can't create the life that you want now. This is about your time now. This is your chapter in your life, a new chapter in your life where you can create, you know, the life of your dreams, the life that you want, the life that is yours. And, in order for us to kind of change and bring about this kind of change in our lives, we kind of have to go through this trauma, because we never get to know ourselves. We never get to know who we are, who we are in this world. Trauma shakes our world up, shakes it up for us, and it makes us realize who we are and what we are made of. And that's where the greatest knowing comes, when we are broken down. It's sad, but it's true. We learn a lot about ourselves. But even though we get broken down, we can get put back together, because this is our job. This is what we are meant to do. We're meant to put ourselves back together. And what I'm seeing in the comments is that a lot of you are saying that you've been in these marriages for a really, really long time. And it's really hard to break free from a marriage, especially like you've been with people for 10, 15 years plus. And you didn't realize at the time, but this person was taking so much from you. But this is about a new chapter in your life. This is about moving forward from that. And who says that actually this part of your life is not going to be the happiest? You may have believed that it was before. But actually now is the time. Now it's your time. It's your turn. Jay, thank you so much. Jay says, my ex-narc is now dating my manager 2 days after we broke up and is doing everything I always wanted to do and is saying he's the love of her life. Okay, Jay, look past this. Okay, look past this. 2 days after you break up? Hello? How can someone do that? How can someone 2 days after? So it means that they were never connected to you. They were never connected in this relationship. Not because it's you, Jay, because it's anybody. She cannot connect to anyone. So this is why 2 days after, she's already with somebody else, with her manager, of all people. So there we go. Can you see this person didn't connect to you, doesn't connect to anybody, doesn't have that depth of emotion, that depth of emotion, and respect, the values. What kind of values does this person have? And this is what I'm saying. It's not because it was you. It's because that's who she is. And also, I know that this probably makes you feel like you weren't good enough, or you didn't, satisfy this person, or you guys just didn't work out. But this really is something that you really need to realize. It's not about you. It's not that you did anything wrong. It's because of this person, because of the people that she made you become in this process. And that's the saddest thing. It's about how we feel within these dynamics, how we feel in these situations. And it's actually what someone else has made us believe. We take on the opinions of others. And this is what you have to realize, is that everybody out there has an opinion. And that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Not a problem. But it's about whether you take on that opinion, whether you choose to listen to other people and how they make you feel. So, are you going to listen to what, the narcissist has said about you, what they made you believe about yourself? Or are you going to see this for what it really is? That actually this person was out there to manipulate you. That this person is not well. This person is toxic. They have made you feel this because they have manipulated you with lies. So what are you going to listen to? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to move past this? How are you going to see past this? Because it isn't the truth. And like in Jay's situation, you're feeling like you're not good enough and that she's moved on. It's her. Like, think about it. Like, who does that? Who moves on? Who sleeps with their manager? People who have values, people who respect themselves don't do things like that. So Jay, I really hope that answers your question. I hope that helps you to move forward, because it's not you. It's not anything that you have done or whether you fell short of this person. You didn't. You got to think about the value and the way that person thinks about themselves. RG says new supply is just, new partner is their new supply. Now idolized, sooner or later we treated, discarded. Exactly. Yes, you're absolutely right. They will be discarded. The same thing will happen. They will use, this is what I mean about a transactional kind of relationship or connection that they have with these people. It's all surface level. It doesn't mean anything. There's no depth to it. These people are insecure. These people don't know how to connect to others. They don't know how to do that. They don't have self-worth. So this is why they go and do things like this. Yes, okay, they've gone through trauma. Okay, but you know what? Most of us have too as well. But it's a choice that we make. We don't do what they do. We don't do those things because we are good enough. We've always been good enough. We've always been enough. And that is the truth. And when Nikki says his whole family is against me and the children, of course, because think about his values. Why are you putting your family down? Why are they putting you down? What need is there to do that? And it is about setting up boundaries. I'm really happy, NY Nikki, that you have set boundaries. How dare someone put you down like that? You're a family. Like, why would you do that? It's disgusting behavior. In his service, Goddess says, why can't narcs stand abandonment? They can't stand abandonment because they were abandoned as children. I don't know if you heard like the beginning part of the live. I was just saying that when children are abandoned or don't feel good enough, by their parents, they don't feel like they have the validation from their parents. They have unconditional love. Children have unconditional love for their parents, and they will want that as children. They want that. And so because their parents don't give that to them, they will change themselves and be kind of like what their parents want them to be, which is they have felt the abandonment, but what they want to do is they want to get their parents' attention, and they want their parents to validate them. So in order for them to get their needs met, they have to do something that they want their parent or their parents' validation, or that's what they want from them. So that's why they do it. And I was saying as well at the beginning of the live that actually this is part of the mirroring, and this is what they do going into adulthood as well. It is humiliating. Yes, it is. And I can understand that that's how you had felt. It's just the way that they have learned to be in the world. It is a trauma response. Andy C says, Anushka, in all honesty, I was abandoned in childhood. I'm so sorry to hear that, Andy. But again, there's a choice. You didn't choose to go down that route. You made a different choice, and that's how you dealt with it. And basically that's what it is. It boils down to the choice. On some level, they know what they're doing. Like, how can you... Manipulating someone, controlling someone isn't subconscious. It is a conscious choice. You know what you're doing, because you know what you're doing is wrong, and what you're doing is you're manipulating the reality for that person, or you're manipulating the truth of the situation for that person. So they know what they are doing is wrong. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you for your support. Jay says we both worked at the same job. She quit a month ago when they were friendly texting, and I started to question why it was okay for her to do that and not me. Double standards. She can do it, you can't. Control. It's all about the control. So you see, what she's trying to do is she's trying to tell you how to be, or tell you what you need to do. And this is what I mean. It's double standards. She can do it, you can't. So you're controlled. But again, it's about the values of that person. It's about how that person, sees themselves. They don't change. Whether it's you or the other person, that's what they're doing. And you're right, Nikki, alcohol does enhance it. Any kind of substance does enhance it. And Magic Women says, 10 guys on the side, I was loyal and faithful. They are promiscuous because, again, it's about getting their needs met. It's about that feeling good. It's not about sorting anything out with you. They'll just go and get someone else because that's what they're doing. They use people for their own gains. That's what they're doing. And it's really sad, but this is a conscious choice. They know what they're doing. There's only so much that the disorder can kind of compensate for their behavior. But at the end of the day, when you're manipulating someone, you know what you're doing because it's a conscious choice to do that. If you're going out, cheating, being promiscuous, whatever, that's a conscious choice. Yes, I understand. There was trauma. There was all of these things. But it's like what I'm saying. Like, we also had trauma. We also experienced trauma. No one gets away with it. So it's a choice. It's about how you deal with it. And I understand that certain traumas are worse than others. You know? And so that's what you've got to be aware of, is what are these person's values? You know, what they are doing is a choice. They're choosing to make you feel like this. And this is why you have to understand that it's not feeling sorry for them, because they don't feel sorry for you. They don't care. As long as they're doing what they need to do, they don't care. And that's what it's about. You are someone who has values. Okay, you are someone who cares about others. So of course you're going to want to help others. Of course you will, because you have empathy and you have compassion, you know, and you're kind. But others are not. And you have to understand, people are not always who they say they are. So you have to look through that. It's not because that you didn't see it, or you maybe you got into this because you didn't want to, or you didn't know. You got to see it for what it is. And that's the truth of the situation. These people don't care about you. What they care about is getting their needs met, getting something from you for free. Actually, maybe even stealing it from you, because they're taking something that you weren't willing to give. And Sean, you're right. Imagine living in these people's shoes. Not even for 1 minute I would want to. I bet they are living hell. It's true. You wouldn't want to. So why are you guys still thinking about them? it's about letting it go. Like, it's about understanding the truth of it. And this is why I keep saying it. You've got to understand the truth of the situation. And the truth will set you free. Pip says, why don't they let us go, Anushka? They don't let you go because you provided something to them. You provided something that was quite valuable to them. And so they will stalk you. They will stalk you online. They will stalk you through friends because they want to know what you're up to. They want to know whether you're doing well or not. And that's what they're doing here. They want to know. And if you're doing good and you haven't seen through it, they will continue to try and get in contact with you because it's all part of the attachment disorder. They can't be with you, but they can't be without you. And that's what they want. That's what they want others to know. Okay? Is that you are their property. You belong to them. They own you. That's the way they think. So they'll watch you online. They do. Or through other people. And it's about property. It's about transactional, isn't it? It's about you do what I say because I own you. Control. It's manipulation. And that's what this is about. It's about bending the reality. Majang says, do narcs enjoy hurting their partner? Yeah. A lot of them can be sadistic. And that's what it is. It's about, they get pleasure from your pain. They like it because it makes them feel powerful. You know why? Because it's initiating a certain emotional response. And that's why they want to know whether you still feel something for them. So that's why they'll make you feel like that. That's why they will do that. And that's control, because they believe they own you. Sandeep says, how can we become a super empath? Do you know, with these terms, like, I don't know, super empath, dark empath, all of that. Do you know, I believe that either you have empathy or not. And I feel like that's what it's about. You know, I feel like it's a gift that we have. That's what I feel like. I think it's either the gift that we have or we don't. And I think empathy is something that, it's not something that we're born with. It's something that we learn. We learn how to care for others. Cassandra, thank you for joining the journal prompts. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's something that we learn. We learn to see what it's like, you know, how to feel, you know, for someone else. And I think a super empath is someone that feels it even more great, like in a more intense way, I suppose. But if you're an empath, you'll feel it. You either feel it or you don't. And so this is what I mean. Narcissists don't care. They don't care enough for how you feel. They don't care enough how it's made you feel. They like to see you in pain. You know why? Because then they are in control. And that's what makes them powerful, is your pain. And they'll make you feel pain because they want to know that they can make you feel a certain way. And that's literally what it's about. It's about them making you feel a certain way. And that's how they can tell that they matter to you. And that makes them feel good. You know, when they're saying, oh, it's not ever anything positive. It's always something negative. So they're always going to say something really negative to put you down. And they're going to put all the blame onto you. They're going to make you feel guilt. They're going to make you feel like you're not good enough. They're going to do all of these things. But it's only just because they they want to know that they have affected you in some way. And that gives them validation, because then they think, oh, yes, you care about me. So now I feel good. But it's not just you that they're doing it to. They've got other people on the side. They can't be content with just one person. There needs to be more. It's never just one person, because it's not enough. Again, this is about the disorder. They can't connect to people in a healthy way. And that's the sad thing about it, is they feel like, you know, that they have to own you in some way. And so this is what I mean. This is like literally the live stream, forgetting them. Do you need these people in your life? What are they bringing to your life? What have they brought to your life? A new discovery of you. That's what they've brought to the table here. If you really want to look at it like that, let's not all look at it negative. You know, there was something that I was watching actually, I think it was on YouTube earlier today. And they were saying that people come into your life for a reason. There's certain people in your life that come in, and these people can be really important to you. And these people come in for a certain amount of time. There's some people that will stay with you for life, but then there's other people that come in at a certain point in your life and stay for a certain point in your life. And it's okay to let those people go. It's okay when that person has served its course to let them go. And I feel like that's quite an important message actually here today, is that this person came into your life for a reason. And so this is about learning what that reason is and growing from that. It's not about staying stuck, thinking, why did they do this? Why did this happen to me? Jay says, thank you so much, Jay. Jay says, I'm obsessing to see what she's doing. Can I be the knock? No, you're not. The only reason why you're obsessing and looking at what she is doing is, number one, you didn't get the closure. So you didn't understand why this has happened. Second of all, it must have really hurt you to know that she had, you know, like, gone with the manager like 2 days after. So that obviously must have really hurt you. And so you're trying to process what has happened, why it's happened, which is what is causing the obsessive behavior, because you don't know why. If you knew why, you would be able to kind of close that door and move on. Yes, it's painful, but the reason why is because she's not okay. If you really look at that behavior, it's not okay. Number one, why would you sleep with your manager? Number two, 2 days after, that's not what people do, because when you're attached, when you're in a loving relationship, when you're in a relationship, when you're a loving relationship, guys, if you're enjoying this so far, please press the like button. That would really help me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Press the like button. 2 days after. That shows to me that there is no connection. This person cannot connect. And it's not because of you, Jay. It's because of who she is. She doesn't connect. Narcissists don't connect because they don't know how to. And then what they do is they bring you into this vortex of just confusion and chaos. This is why they are like that. There's so much chaos. There's never any stability. You never know where you stand in these relationships. There's always something going wrong. There's never like a happy moment. At the beginning, yes. At the beginning, yes, because that's the illusion. That is the mirroring process. That's when they're obsessing over you, which again is really unhealthy. So as time goes on, this is what happens. So it's not that you did anything wrong, Jay. You didn't. It's who she is. It's not healthy and it's not normal for someone to move on that quickly. That says to me that has got literally attachment disorder written all over it. So I really hope that that helps to understand that actually it's not you. It's not you. You know, and that's what I'm hearing, you know, a lot of guys, like that you guys are just finding it really difficult to understand. You know, what I'm going to say is you've got to look past these behaviors. You've got to look at the behaviors, not what has been said. Think about it. Like when you're in a relationship with someone, you attach onto them, you bond, and you're like, you guys are together. And then there's infidelity. And this person moves on just like that. That's not normal. That's not okay. It's not a healthy or a normal part of the kind of the relationship kind of dynamic. It is not normal to do that. When people do things like that, it really highlights their insecurities, inadequacies, and actually their own values. Anushka, would you say a narc is a depressant? They have cycles. They have cycles. Maybe not every narcissist is, but there are different varying degrees. So what I mean by the cycles is they will really value you. So this is if you think about it, it's like this is the obsessive putting on a pedestal. They'll value you, and they will go through these cycles throughout the relationship. And what happens is they then start to devalue you, and this is where they've used up all their energy. You know, putting you on a pedestal, making you feel good. They'll start to put you down, like everything is your fault. You did this. It's your fault. You made this happen. This is when they're getting their power back. And this is when and then they discard and they get rid of you and you got the silent treatment. This is maybe when they're feeling maybe in their power. But what you will find, I don't know about you guys, but what you will find is that they do go into these depressive modes for like days and weeks. They'll lock themselves in a room, shut the curtains, and they'll just be with their thoughts. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. Type a yes in the comments section, because you'll know what if you guys have experienced this, you'll know. They literally go through this cycle, okay, where they just don't know themselves. And this is where the depression takes hold of them. They might even start to drink or use other substances. To kind of cope with this. Yeah, so I'm seeing a yes in the comments. Yes, you guys know, you've seen it. You've seen that cycle that they go through. They don't talk to anyone about it. They just lock themselves away. They sit online, stalking others. That's what they do. Yes, Mitch says, especially after a narcissistic rage. Yes, so all of that energy, all of that anger that they've got, it explodes, doesn't it? Because it combusts. It's in there sitting under the skin, you know, like bubbling away, bubbling away. And you've got to remember that they are creating these scenarios in their head. This isn't like actually what's happening in reality. This is them creating these scenarios. Remember, because they don't perceive reality in the same way that me or you do. They don't see these things the same way. So they'll see everything in a different, dark way. And that's why they then explode. Jay says, thank you so much, Jay. Have to see, talk to my manager every day. Any advice? Do you know what, Jay? Oh, that's really difficult. But this is about boundaries, okay? This is about boundaries and controlling your emotions. Don't give away how you're feeling. Don't even show it. You've got to remember, this is your job. This is your work. That's what you go there for. You don't go there to make friends. It's almost like a business deal. Yes, you have to talk to the manager, knowing what he has done. But this is about being in control of your emotions. Okay, and I know this will take practice. I know that this is quite hard to look at someone in the face, especially when they have done this. But he's not okay either. Like, why would you, there's no morals there, there's no morals. It's wrong. And you didn't deserve this, Jay. Of course you didn't. But you have to now become strong and be the bigger person here. Okay, you have to be the bigger person. Because I'll tell you something. I'll tell you this for free, and I'm sure this will happen. She'll get bored of him. Eventually. She'll get very bored of him. And you'll hear from her. You will hear from her because she'll want to come back. So this is where you now have to build up your own inner strength and put boundaries in place. And you are going to be the bigger person here. This isn't about having shouting it out at work or whatever, because you need the job. You need to go there because this is your space. This is your job. And this is about you putting boundaries in place. But also, Jay, saying that if it is too much for you, then maybe you might need to think about maybe transferring somewhere, or maybe getting another job, or moving. Because if it is too much, I've been there 10 years. I can't just leave. So this is about having boundaries in place. And maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, this manager will leave. But I do feel like she'll probably make a move on you because you haven't reacted with anger. You haven't done anything. So she's going to think it's safe to maybe come back. Like they all do. They all come back. They're like boomerangs, aren't they? And so forgetting about the narcissist, please press the like button. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So forgetting the narcissist really is about putting boundaries in place, really is about saying no, because you know they're going to come back. They're going to come back for you because they always do. They'll watch you for a period of time, but unless you have boundaries, they're going to keep coming back. And this is what I mean. You've got power. You're the one that's in control in this situation, not them. You're the one that can make that decision whether this person sticks around or not. You're the one that makes the decision whether you want to forget about this person. Because realistically, what have they brought into your life? So it's a choice that you have to kind of make. Because you need to get intentional about what it is that you want from your life. The longer that you take, or the longer that you spend thinking about this person, this takes time away from you, from your development, from your next chapter of your life. Yana, they don't stop coming back. They stop coming back when you say stop, when you say enough is enough. I don't want this anymore. When you go no contact, when you stay silent. Because talking with this person doesn't mean anything. They're still going to do what they want to do. But if you're silent and you go no contact, you basically close that door. I like that, Leslie. They stop coming back when they die. Yes. That doesn't mean that you have to go out there and kill them. Anyway. Ellery says, do narcissists create false social media profiles? Yes, all of them do. Like 100% they do. So just be careful on your social media. If you don't recognize their account, just block, get rid of them. Yes, they are so renowned for fake accounts. Believe me, I know. So like literally, guys, this is about you making that promise to yourself. This is about you really thinking about your life, thinking about you and what it is that you want. And this is what I mean. Educate yourselves. Do things for you. Connect to other people. Get to learn a little bit more about yourself, because this life is about you. It's not about me. It's not about the narcissist. It's not about anybody. It's about you. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you. Not to badmouth, but his wife of 12 years divorced him 2 months ago, overdosed. He has 2 kids and has PTSD, and I feel like they're 2 rebounds. Yes, that is really, really awful. And Sandeep, thank you so much. Healing is very painful. Can you help simplify? Yes, I will, Sandeep. Let me just answer Jay's, and I'll answer yours. So, Jay, it obviously seems to me that the manager is quite easily led, or he could be quite vulnerable emotionally, which makes sense why the narcissist would pick him, because he was an easy target. That's basically what it's saying to me. He was an easy target. It's not that there was anything wrong with you. I think she probably just wanted a lot of supply, and he was just there, and it was just easy. And so if this person has PTSD, there's obviously like remnants of trauma that has happened, which is why he has got PTSD, which is why he could be emotionally vulnerable. He has a wife and children, and so he's having an affair. He's obviously not feeling great in himself, and your ex is obviously probably love bombing him, probably making him feel good, which is why he is kind of sticking with her. This will all fall apart. I promise you, this has no longevity. This cannot last. It never does. And this is basically what happens. So again, I know you have to work with this person, but it is about boundaries, and it's about you holding your own. You hold your head up high. You've done nothing wrong in this situation. Thank you so much, M. Singh. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so Sandy, I will go to you. So healing is, it's hard. It's not comfortable, and it does take time. And I know in your situation, you felt that your wife had NPD and BPD. Both are cluster B personality disorders. There are similarities, but there are differences within that, which is within that diagnostic criteria. But again, whichever one it is, it's still a personality disorder. And so healing from that really is about you finding your own way back to you. I know that probably your confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth has been shot to pieces, and you probably don't feel yourself. You probably don't feel like half of yourself, because so much has been drained from you emotionally. And so this is going to take time for you to understand that, to process that. But the way that you do that is, and I know also the thoughts that come back. The thoughts that come back into your mind. It's about you distracting yourself from this. Because if you engage with these thoughts, it's just going to bring you down deeper. But this is about understanding yourself. This is about you connecting back to yourself. Trauma disconnects us. Connecting back to ourselves is what's going to make us rise in our power. We all have this. This is about tapping into this. So what I would say is, first of all, educate yourself. Know with what you're dealing with. What I would say is, don't spend too much time in that. Educate yourself. Know what is going on, but then move forward from it. Okay? And look at maybe more empowering things, like podcasts. I know that YouTube have got loads of videos on empowerment and rising up in your power. This is what is so important, because this healing journey isn't just about getting over a toxic relationship. This is about the making of you. So much has been taken, but we have to rise in our power. Connect with other people. I think connection is really, really important. Not only connection to self, but to other people. Other people who, like friends or family members who really love you for you. This is like that positive energy. You're around positive people that will help you. Elva, thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. Oh my God, almost. I can read. Almost 2 weeks of no contact. Why do I feel so guilty? And why do I feel like I've been cruel? She's reached out and said sorry. Elva, I'm going to answer your question about no contact in just a moment. So going back to Sandeep's question. This is about you. It's about connecting to other people, because that's going to make you feel good. Okay, being with other people who really support you, who are there, who have got your back, who are there for you. That's going to help you connect back to yourself and also start to trust others. I would also say that if you are going through something like this, then I would maybe speak to someone who understands about narcissistic abuse, and someone who will be able to help you move forward from this. This is your journey back to you. This is about you learning about you, getting your life back together, connecting to your values, knowing what they are. That's what's the most important bit here. So Sandeep, I hope this has helped you to kind of understand and put this into perspective. You are never going to heal your wife. She is who she is. And it's not your responsibility to do that. Okay? M. Singh, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I want him to suffer like I did. Is that wrong? No. And I can understand why you feel like that. But you still holding on to that anger for him, I get it. I completely get it. But it's still holding you in that negative space. Let karma do its thing. Karma is a bitch. And it does work. Believe me, karma does work. Just know that whatever he has done to you, he'll get back. That's why I don't mess with karma. That's why, you know what? I try and be the best person that I can all the time. And I know that you guys do too. Karma will bite them in the ass. And it will. It really does. So do you know what? What you're holding on to, let it go. Because he will get his own back. I promise you, they will. Right. Elva, I'm going to answer your question. One moment. Okay. So you've got no contact because you felt that this person did you wrong in some way or they were awful towards you. You've done the right thing because what you have done is you've put boundaries in place. You have stuck up for yourself. The sorry that you got, is that even real? Did she even mean it? And I know that gets your heartstring, and I know you probably feel really bad. You probably feel really guilty that, you have blocked her or gone no contact. But really, is this person really sorry? Where's the proof? If you say you're sorry to someone, you're going to make sure that you're not going to do that again. You're going to make sure that you're not going to hurt that person again. That's what sorry means. It means, okay, I know I've hurt you. I didn't mean to, and I've learned. I know what I've done is bad. But you learn from it and you don't do it again. How many sorries have you heard from this person? Is it really genuine? And that is the manipulation. And it's what I was saying earlier in the live. It's that spell that is being cast. They get you with their words. But is it really real? Has any of this ever been real? Probably not. So the fact that you feel guilty is because you're really empathetic. You're very kind. You want to believe the best in this person. But you are here because you have recognized, or some of the information that I had talked about had resonated with you, or with other channels as well on YouTube. This is why you're here. Because that information that people who we talk about narcissism only resonates for people who have been through this. It's not going to resonate with someone who has been, with just a nasty person, or someone who is an alcoholic and, like the relationship didn't work out. There's specific information in this, in the videos that I make, in the videos that other people make, that resonated with you. So that says to me that this person was toxic. So the fact that you've gone no contact, you have done the right thing. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard to just forget about someone that you cared about so deeply. But you've got to see the reality of the situation here. This person isn't okay. Why would you do that? It's, what they have done has really, really been devastating, really has been very painful for you. So now you've got to take that power back. You've got to take yourself back and just go, no more. I'm done. I'm done with the games. I'm done with the mind games. Enough's enough. I'm finished. And that's really how you move forward from this. It's about you making a promise to yourself and just saying, I can't do this anymore. It is going to be painful. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and go, yeah, it's going to be fine from now. When you've let them go, it's going to be fine. It's going to be good. But no pain, no gain. You're not going to get through this otherwise. You do have to go for a certain amount of pain for you to move to the other side. But when you get to the other side, boy, is it good. Because I tell you something, you come back stronger. You have to stop seeing yourself as a victim, less than. Stop believing the words that they said about you. Elva, I know you miss her, and I know this is so painful for you, but you're missing the part of her that was the illusion. Think about who she really is and what she has done to you. How she has made you feel. If this was healthy, you wouldn't be feeling like this. If this person was healthy, you so wouldn't be in this position. You wouldn't be feeling this. What they do to us isn't okay. What they put us through and make us believe about ourselves isn't okay. Why would someone that says that they love you and they want to spend the rest of their life with you do this to you? Why would you do that? Why would you go and sleep with someone else? Why would you do that? But in the next breath, they say they love you so much. Why'd you do that? These are the questions that you got to ask yourselves. Someone who can't show you love, who can't appreciate you, look at their values. Look at what they bring to the table. Look at how they made you feel. Look at what they've done to you. This person is worth forgetting. Do not waste your time wishing for something different. Create your life. Create your best life. Visualize it. See it. Manifest it. Direct your energy into something that is going to grow, not something that is dead in the water. This person isn't going to change. Look, you guys, all right, you guys showed unconditional love to this person, right? And this person couldn't see the wood from the trees. They weren't able to recognize the kindness, the compassion, the empathy that you gave, all right? You tried to save this person. You tried to give them everything. But they still couldn't see it. They still couldn't appreciate it. So how much more of that time, how much more of that energy are you going to give? Because every time that you give to them, you're taken away from yourself. And that still is true even after the end of the relationship. That time that you spend thinking, wishing, wanting things to be different. But they're not going to be different. It's never going to be different. This is who they are. So you've got to see the reality of the situation, that these people aren't going to change. They're just going to keep doing this, and there's going to be more casualties. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. But actually, that is not your problem. They are not your problem. You don't need to save them. Who's going to save you if you don't do it for yourself? If you're not saving you, who's going to do that? The narcissist? They've moved on. They're with someone else. They don't care. Because this is about your journey. This is your life. It's not my life. It's not my responsibility. It's not your neighbor's responsibility. It's not the person upstairs. Your life is yours. So this is about you taking that power back. Each and every one of you has got power inside of you. But this was being taken away from you. Because when someone is putting you down, when someone is blaming you, when someone's saying that you're not good enough and something is always your fault, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel not good enough. You're going to believe those words because you love that person. You care about that person. So you're going to believe those words when they are lies. They trick you with those words. They put spells on you with words. They pretend. So this is the person that you're missing. This is the person that you are thinking about. You grow in your power. And you move on. You make the choice to move on, and you choose you. This is your choice. No one else is going to choose you. You choose you. And this is very true. Like, going forward, some of you may have moved forward into, healthy relationships. But in order for you to move forward, you have to have a good relationship with yourself, because you've got to teach people how to teach you. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, believe me, other people are going to see that. Other people are going to see that maybe you don't, there's something, this is how we treat this person. And this is subconscious, because people can read energy. We're all beings that can do that, believe it or not. Some people are more tapped into this than others. And they'll be able to read it. Like the narcissist was able to read that you're kind, you're super empathetic, you're compassionate. Narcissists are predatory. They'll be able to spot this from a mile off. And that's what they did. They read you. And they thought, yeah, this person is nice. I'm going to be able to manipulate them. I'll be able to get my needs met. That's what they did. So you've got to get away from this predator, because they're going to keep coming back for you. How many times are you going to say yes to get onto this, this circus, this carousel that keeps going round and round? Because it's the same crap all the time. I was about to say another word then, but I thought better not. It's the same thing all the time. If you choose to have that relationship with yourself, then you're winning. And it is, as Pip says, you or them. Choose. It is. Either you choose them and they live, you die, or you live, they die. It's as simple as that. Because this works on energetic exchange. And the energy that you feel towards this person, because this is that bonding. So there is that energy that you feel of this person. They do pull on those heartstrings. It's very strong, particularly when you go no contact at the beginning stages. It is very strong with that person. It's really hard to get over that person because you're energetically and emotionally and trauma bonded to this person. You guys in the comments, so funny. But even though it's quite difficult at the beginning, doesn't mean it's got to be like that for the rest of your life. Are you enjoying it right now? Are you enjoying feeling like this? Because you have a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice whether to move forward from this. And yeah, it's going to be painful. It's going to be hard. And there'll be some days where you will not even want to get out of bed. But you know what? This will pass. Everything in life will pass. It's transient. Things do move forward. Things do change. And if you're choosing you and you're working on you, you're doing things that you love, things that you enjoy, you're making yourself feel good, aren't you? That's what you're doing. You know, you're choosing you. You're choosing to put that time and that energy into you. And what a great investment. What a great thing to do. Grow your knowledge, help you feel better. What a wonderful investment. Do you know when I first started the YouTube channel, like, how many years ago was it now, guys? About 5 years ago? About 5? Yeah, I think it's about 5 years ago. And I remember, I'll tell you a true story. True story, guys. I remember when I first started out and I was talking about this stuff to a lot of people. And those people also, had come out of these narcissistic dynamics, these narcissistic relationships. They had families with the narcissist. And do you know what? I think about 3 people. Yeah, I think it's about 3 people have now gone on to start their own YouTube channels. And they are also helping people. And I think that's amazing. I think that is so amazing. And I remember one of them actually came to see me all the way from Argentina. Yeah, Argentina. This was about 3-4 years ago now. And it was so lovely to meet her. And she now has her own YouTube channel. Do you know what I'll do? I'll put all the details in the description box. So if you want, you can check her out. But I do remember she was one of my subscribers. And she has her own practice now. She's qualified as a counselor. And she's helping people get over narcissistic abuse. And do you know what? You know what, guys? That can be you. That can be you doing exactly the same thing. You rise in your power. You do what you want to do in your life, okay? This isn't about feeling, stuck and, this despair. It's all over. It's not over. Your life's not over. This is the new chapter in your life. This is something new that you're going to experience. This is the homecoming of you. Actually, yes, it is story time every time. I have lots of stories. I've got lots of stories. That's great. You listen to me whilst training in the morning now to help me. This is good. So this is why, you're programming your mind. You're programming your reality. This is what you're doing. You're educating yourself. You're helping you move forward. And that's what I meant about, educating yourself. Okay, so you look at the narc stuff, yes, just to know what's going on. But then look at the motivational stuff. Like, there's so much on YouTube. There's so many podcasts about it. And that's what I'm saying. This is what you've got to keep doing all the time. This is how the brain learns. Thank you so much, Lehua. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. This is how the brain learns, through repetition. You got to say the same thing over and over. And when you're learning new things, it's going to feel weird, because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the neurological side of it. Because what you're doing is you're creating new neural pathways. And so when you're creating them, the neurons have to be able to fire from synapse to synapse. But you've got to create those neural networks. So when you're trying to, develop new behaviors or new habits, it's going to be really hard at first, because you don't have the neuro circuits to be able to put that in place. So when you become intentional and when you're creating new habits, you have to keep doing things on repeat. Think about it. Like when you're studying for a maths exam, say you're studying algebra, we're not born knowing how to do algebra. It's something that you've got to keep doing over and over. So when you're studying for your maths exam, for example, your mathematics exam, you have to keep doing it over and over, like reading it over, learning the formula, and do it over and over. So that's how the mind remembers, is when you're doing something repetitively. So I don't know, like maybe you're going to the gym and it's like, oh, I can't be bothered to go. But if you go 3 days in a row, you're going to feel good. Maybe the 4th day you have a day off, and then you keep going for the next 3 days. So what you're doing is you're creating habits. And that's why, because you're creating new neural pathways. It takes 21 days to create a habit for it to stick. Okay? So if you want to create new habits, this is why. It's because you're creating new neural pathways within your brain. Same thing over and over. And that's why you have to take control. You have to become intentional. It's not going to be easy, because on day 4, 5, it's going to feel like a chore. You're not going to want to do what you're doing. But honestly, if you don't, then you're not doing this for yourself, are you? Who are you doing it for? You're doing this for you. This is what's important. Your life is important. You've got to create these new habits for you. You've got to become intentional about your healing. Do you want to stay stuck like this? Thinking about them, thinking about why have they done this? Who cares? Who cares why they have done this? They're gone. You know why. You know who they are. So it's not about being stuck, thinking the same thing over and over again. This is about pushing forward. Life is moving forward all the time. Life is transient. Things don't stay the same. Nothing stays the same forever. It always changes. So if you want to create, you want to carve the life that you want, because you got to know what life you want. You want to know what you want to achieve in your life. You want to know where it is that you're heading. You don't want to just float in life. What's the point of doing that? It's boring. You've got to know what you want, and you've got to go there and get it. Those are your goals. We've got a new year coming up, haven't we? It's going to be 2023. Like, oh my God, literally in a month and a day. It's going to be a new year. Write your goals out. Write how you want this year to go. Where do you want to be? This time next year, you're going to be writing your goals for 2024. That's what's important. Take control of your life. Stop floating from one thing to the next. Where are you headed? What are you doing? Make your life happen. And I'm saying this because I've been through it. I know. This is what I did. This is why I'm here. It's not impossible. Not because and I'm not saying this, just because I've got, psychology qualifications. Anyone can do this. This isn't that. It doesn't mean just because I've got that it comes easier. I'm a human being as well. I've had to put the work in. So these are the techniques that worked. They can work for you too, and they will work. But you got to stay strong. You've got to realize that this person isn't the breaking of you. It's the making of you. Okay? This is going to make you, because you deserve this. This is yours. You take the power in this situation. You change your perspective of this situation. That's what you do. You change the perspective. You just don't, you're not going to sit down and just lie down and they walk all over you. You don't let someone walk all over you. You get up, you stand up, dust yourself off, stand straight, head up, you walk forward. That's what you do. That's right, Arthur. For every demolition, there's a renovation. Absolutely. There's so many examples in life where this is highlighted, where, we all fall in life. No one's got a perfect life. Everyone goes through stuff. Everyone's got something. But it's about the comeback. It's not about the fall down. It's about the comeback. How are you going to come back? How are you going to make your entrance? So plan that. Plan that for 2023. I'm looking in the comments and like a lot of you are saying, like this is a roller coaster, this feels really bad, that maybe you're still feeling, some of you are still quite at the beginning stages of this. This is, you know what, guys, and I get it. It's a really uncomfortable part of this. But this is about you stabilizing your mood and your emotions. Okay, once you stabilize them, you will feel so much better. This is what I was saying, like learn everything that you can about the abuse, narcissistic abuse. Learn what you have been through. Learn about the cycles. Learn about what's going to happen next and how, because narcissists are predictable. They're going to do the same thing every single time. This is about you understanding what's going to happen next so that you know. So nothing's going to come to you as a surprise. They're not going to catch you off guard. Okay? So this is about really stabilizing your emotions, getting control over your emotions. How you do that? Well, this is about surrounding yourself in nature, maybe doing some journaling. Write it down. Like if this is going round and round in your head and you're experiencing rumination, write it down. What you will find when you're writing these things down is that there are patterns. There's a pattern in your thinking. Then you'll be like, oh, I always think this, or I always think that. So once you work out the pattern, highlight it and know that this is your way of thinking. This is how you process things. And then you will quickly learn that that is what you do. And so then you'll be able to analyze it and see that, okay, so I can move forward now. Does that make sense? Do you guys know what I mean? And so once you have that knowledge, you then move on to the next bit. And this is about calming your nervous system. Oh my God, I just saw what you wrote, Sarah. Does Hallmark make narcissist cards? I love that. I wouldn't buy them though. Queen of the North says, live life of it as it is your last. Keep learning, you'll live forever. 100%. I love that. That should be on a social media post. I love that. So yeah, so writing it down, then you need to calm your nervous system, okay? Because that has been shot to pieces. You know, the up and down, the feeling like all the time, and then like, so what you need to do is you need to get out into nature. You do actually need to go out into nature, and you need to have that natural energy, you know, like walk barefoot. I mean, probably not now because it is winter and it is cold, but the earth has negative ions within it. So when you walk barefoot, you kind of absorb those ions, which are so, so good for us. You know that we're like water and electricity. So if you think about it, that kind of grounds us because we have a lot of positive energy. You might need some of the negative, which helps us to kind of ground us a little bit. Listening to the natural sounds like white noise, that is also really healing for us as well. It really helps to relax our adrenal system, which is again has been overstimulated. And when our adrenal system has been overstimulated, it affects our moods and our appetite and our sleep patterns. This is something else that you guys really need to think about as well, is are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating the right foods at the right time? One meal a day, I understand, because you're anxious is not going to cut it. You need to incorporate other things. You need to alkalize your system, because when your body has been experiencing a lot of adrenaline and cortisol, there is going to be a lot of acidic type. So this is why I'm saying you need to alkaline your system. And the way that you do that is fresh food, protein, green leaves. You can even, like, if you don't feel like eating, maybe you make some smoothies or something, you know, put it in a blender. That will really help. But you need to expand your stomach. If you can't eat because you're feeling anxious or you're feeling depressed, you need to start looking after yourself. And these are the things that you guys, you have to do this for you, because no one else is going to do it for you. It's about you looking after yourself, you looking after you. Because that is what is important here. That's how you're going to rise. If you're giving your body the right food, then you're fueling your body with the right nutrients. You're going to feel better. It will stabilize your mood. It'll help you to sleep. It will help you to produce hormones that are very important. If you're not doing that, think about this then. If you're not doing that and, you know, you're feeling stressed, you're thinking about the narcissist, thinking, why has this happened? You know, the narcissist is contacting you. So your body is producing adrenaline and cortisol, that toxic cocktail of hormones that literally is a poison. And the reason why it's a poison is it because it goes into your bloodstream and it goes all the way around your body. And too much of that inflames your organs, okay? Because blood, okay, is delivered all the way around your body. So it inflames your organs. Some of you might even feel that you have put on weight when it's not actually that. It's water retention because your organs are inflamed. So it's not that you have put on weight because of stress. We don't put on weight because of stress. Our organs become inflamed, and so it holds water. It's holding on to something for safety. Can you see like the significance of what happens within your body? So the adrenaline and the cortisol is poison. It's a poisonous cocktail. All because you are missing the narcissist. You can't forget about them. You don't want to forget about them. Can you see what I'm saying here? It's literally killing you. If you don't forget about them, if you don't let them go, it will kill you. Because when there is cortisol and adrenaline in the body, it affects your organs. As I said, they become inflamed. Your adrenal system. Thank you so much, Jay. Did the old supply before me feel the same way I feel? 100%. Yeah, they did. Yes. She's not going to change. There is no way she's going to change. And it's not because of you. It's not anything that you have done. She's done this before. This has been since she was like I don't know, early adulthood, from 18 plus. This is when it becomes prevalent. This is who she is. She's become this way because of her dysfunctional childhood, Jay. It's not because of anything that you have done or could have said or would have done differently. This was always going to be the inevitable end. That relationship or that thing that her and that manager have got going on, that's going to fall apart soon. I promise you, it will fall apart. It's not you. I hope this helps, Jay. So when your body has adrenaline and cortisol, it inflames your organs. And when that happens, you get other symptoms like high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, which can cause heart attack. You most certainly will have type 2 diabetes because it affects your blood sugar levels, insulin intake, fatigue. I can never say this word, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome. These are just a few. These are just a few that have come to my mind. None of those symptoms make you feel good. None of those diagnoses make you feel good. So I say it again. The narcissist will literally kill you with their toxic, with their poison. So you have to forget about them. You have to forget and you have to move on if you want to save your life. And again, this is your choice. If you want to, then you will. If you don't, then you won't. And you will keep going around in this cycle. How many more times do you want to feel crap? How many more times do you want to be taken for a ride? Because nothing's going to change. And I'm only saying this, and I know it's harsh. I'm only saying this because I want you guys to realize the seriousness of it, the seriousness of having prolonged levels of cortisol within your body, of having inflamed organs, and actually the consequences of that. You can heal yourself. Okay, this is what the book I am writing about. You can do this alone. You can do this yourselves. You can heal everything. You have the power to get through this. You can heal your body from trauma, from stress and trauma. I'm not saying that you are never going to feel triggers, because that's just one of those things. Like, some you can get past, but then there's others that maybe you're not aware of, or they're too deep rooted. But knowing what they are will really help. But this is about building up your energy, eating the right foods at the right time, eating certain foods. So like, for example, if you want, thank you, Pip. Yes, the book. I'm writing it. It's going to happen. It's happening. I'm writing it, Pip. It's going to happen. I don't know. I don't want to give timelines, so I don't know when. I'm hoping next year. Next year, it's happening. So this stuff that I was talking about, this is in the book. This is what I was writing actually the other day, Sunday. I was writing about trauma in the body. That's what chapter 2 is all about, is trauma and the body. Yes, I forgot what I was saying. Yes, so there we go. It's about making that decision. It's about making that decision, because having, inflamed organs, having adrenal fatigue, it's not fun, and it really impairs the way that you live your life. So it's a reminder. Again, it's a reminder of what this person has done, what this person stands for. You've got to literally get them out of your system. You've got to literally get them away from you. Okay? Because this is your life. Okay? They are literally killing you with their poison. This is why it's called toxic behavior, toxic people, toxic relationships. They're literally killing you. You know, the secretion of your hormones isn't also normal. So you need to normalize all of these things. This is why I say get out into nature, because that really helps to calm the nervous system. Sorry, ancestor. What did you say? Sorry, you never answered my question. Why is she always angry after she discarded me? That's a good question. But I'm not a psychic. Possibly why she's angry with you after she discarded you, because she's got to put the blame on someone. She's not going to take responsibility for her actions. So she's got to blame someone. And when she's angry, she's got to release that anger. She's got to release it somewhere, doesn't she? So it's you. You get the blame. That's why. Thank you, E. It is nearly 1:30 in the morning. I am sometimes a night owl. Very, very well noticed. Absolutely. What time is it where you are, E? Yes, Laurie, that's a really good book. The Body Keeps the Score. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, this is a really, really good by Van der Kolk. The Body Keeps the Score. And our body does remember, because there is such thing as muscle memory. And our body does remember. This is different to our memories, our emotional memories that we have of the times that, you know, like we have spent from the past. Our body does remember. So it's about healing that. It's about moving forward from that. It's about giving it the right nutrients to help our body grow, to build new muscles in new areas. You know, our brain is also a muscle. Oh, that's what I was saying. Foods. So certain foods really help to power our brain. Things like walnuts, blueberries, and there is another oil. It's called the brain octane oil. It's, do you know what it is? It's really good quality, high, like cold pressed coconut oil. That has got like omega nutrients and things like that. That is what is really good to power your brain. I used to have it, I don't know, like if any of you had like that bulletproof coffee, you literally put that oil in the coffee with some butter. Sorry, I need to put some water. Tastes amazing. So you don't put any milk in the coffee, but oh my God, if it's done properly, tastes amazing. Yes, Sean, it's 11:22 in the UK. I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys. In Miami, it's 6:21. God, is that the morning? 6:21. Do you know what? I'm so grateful to you guys. Like literally, you guys are all over the world. Like Peter says in Australia, it's 10:30 a.m. This like literally blows my mind. Like that you are literally from all over the world. It's so cool. And I'm so grateful to all of you for spending your time here, you know, being so active on the chat. I love it. It's just, I really enjoy these lives. I hope you guys do as well. It's just so wonderful that like a group of people, like-minded people, you know, come together at this time. And, you know, like we get to talk we get to hang out with each other. So in Eastern, it's 6:23. Oh my gosh. It's just different time zones. But you know what? We've all made this space to be here. And guys, I probably will end it in like the next 8 minutes. I'll do it literally when it's past. So it's kind of the same everywhere around the world. But, you know, this is just so amazing. 6:30 in the morning EST. Yes. Hawaii. Oh, wow. It's just, yeah, like I said, it just literally blows my mind all over the world. Florida, Portugal, such beautiful places, you know. So we are all here in this one space at one time. And I really hope that this is helping you guys. I know like sometimes I will say things like to the point, and it's not because I don't sugarcoat it, because I don't really like sugarcoating. I need to tell you the truth. I need to tell you guys that each and every one of you can get through this, and you will, but you have to put that effort and that energy in. You have to see it for what it really is. You were lied to. You were betrayed by these people. I had to hold my tongue then because I was about to say something else, but I thought better not. By these people. And they are not worth your energy. I swear, honestly, I swear, these people are just not worth your energy to even feel like this. Because you guys are worth so much more. Like, I can see what you guys are saying in the chat. Like, I understand how hurt and how horrible these people have been to you. And you don't deserve it. And there's a reason why these blasted people came into your life. Is it to awaken you guys? Is it to enlighten you? Is it that, you know, you went through this trauma? We've got to look at those things. Like, what was the reason that these people came in to your lives and they disturbed your peace the way that they did? And it's like what I was saying. People come into your life for different things, but we've got to know when to let them go. So forgetting about these, that's right, JD, demon people, is what you got to do. You are more powerful than them. They live on destruction and they've got to put other people down. That's what they live for. That's not who you are. You can't match that energy of theirs. Theirs is about destruction. Yours is about growth. You're completely different. So they come in, disturb your peace, just let them go. Just let them go. Don't try and understand them because you're not going to. They're not okay. They'll put you down. They'll say things about you that are not true. They take pleasure from your pain. They're sadistic. They're predatory. They lie. They betray. This is what they do. They don't even know who they are. And they mirror you, they obsess, they put you on a pedestal at the beginning. And again, this is what I'm saying. Just let these people go. Let them be. This is not up to you to save them. Stop feeling sorry for them. And I know that's really harsh. But you're not going to be able to save them. Your kindness, your love, when they were with you, didn't cure them. So it's not going to now after you've left. It's just all fake. All of it is fake. It's not real. It's the magic show. It's the illusion. And as soon as you guys really understand that and learn that and know that it's a fake love. Hold on, wasn't there a song about that? Didn't Drake do a song, Fake Love? I don't know. I think it is Drake. And that's what it is. It is a fake love. Because if a person doesn't know who they are, if they're not connected to themselves, how can they be real? They're going to be fake. And that's the way you got to think about it, guys. Fake. It's not real. That's why you got to let them go. Because they're literally killing you. They're fake. They're not real. They're not genuine people. You just got to let them go. Guys, I am going to call it a night. My voice is going and I can hear it. You guys hear it. Thank you so much for all of you being here. I know it's so late for some of you, but I really appreciate that you guys were here. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for watching the videos. Again, your support, thank you. I know we've had a few trolls on here. I have seen them. But you know what it's like with these lives. It's good I got a moderator. They will keep coming, so you just got to ignore them. And I will be back next Tuesday at the same time. And I will put a poll up on Sunday. So you can choose which one. I really hope that you've taken some value from this, from our live today. And I hope that you put it into practice. And I really, really hope that you choose you. okay? Because you are the most important. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Thank you for being here. And I'll catch you all next week. And I've got a wonderful video coming tomorrow. It's called Fake Love and Obsession. It's going to be a good one. Good night. Bye-bye.